When you think of American character actresses in the 1960s that really stand out in your mind, and ones that were real authoritative women or domineering wives, you have to think of Reta Shaw. There are two that really come to mind for me when I think of Reta Shaw. And the first one would have to be an episode of the Andy Griffith Show that was called Convicts at Large. It's a story about where Andy hears an announcement that 3 women convicts have escaped from the state prison. Now, what a time for Barney to be away fishing with Floyd the barber. The hapless fishermen, however, run out of gas, and they set out on foot to find O'Malley's farmhouse. Once they get to the farmhouse, they realize that the farmhouse has been taken over by 3 women felons. One is Big Maude Tyler, and that's the one that Reta Shaw plays. There's also Naomi and Sally. They hold Barney and Floyd hostage for a while, and they eventually get saved by Andy. In this episode, she plays a really gruff, demanding, and superior inmate from the state prison. Her roles are very forceful and commanding. She really takes part in the role. She is an expert at her field. Now, she also plays in another episode in season 4 called The Song Festers. And this is about a episode where Barney is wanting to be the tenor in the town choir. They end up hearing Gomer sing, and he ends up getting the part. Well, the whole time, Barney is going to his voice coach, or voice teacher, and her name is Eleanora Poultice. That is played by Reta Shaw. Now, you really have to look closely, or you would not realize that this is the same woman that played the convict. But she still, in this role, plays a very demanding role, and she actually yells at Barney and tells him to get back to that choir and do his performance. But who actually was Reta Shaw? Let's take a look and just see where she started from and where all her career went to. She was born in South Paris, Maine in September of 1912. Her father was an orchestra leader, and her sister was an actress. Her name was Marguerite Shaw. She was the daughter and granddaughter of women who believed in spiritualism. She once stated in a newspaper interview that she was brought up on a Ouija board. This is a group of people that believe in paranormal type settings and things that happen in the afterlife that affect the people that are still here. Now, it's kind of strange that as she left the Andy Griffith Show, she played in one of Don Knotts' signature films in 1966, and that was The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. And her role that she plays is the banker's wife, and she was the leader of the Psychic Occult Society. And she played Halcyon Maxwell. She was a graduate of the Leland Powers School of Theater in Boston, Massachusetts. She appeared on Broadway in her comic role as Mabel in the original production of The Pajama Game in 1954, as well as in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, Picnic, and Annie Get Your Gun. On television, she was seen on Mr. Peepers, Armstrong Circle Theater, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and The Millionaire. She appeared in CBS's Dick Van Dyke Show as an unemployment office worker. And in 1966, she appeared in a bit part on the ABC series That Girl as a department store organist. She appeared in Pollyanna in 1960 as Tilly, and in 1960-61 in the television series The Tab Hunter Show, she played the housekeeper, Thelma. She was a co-star in the primetime TV sitcom The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, where she played the housekeeper Martha Grant. That show ran for 2 seasons on NBC in 1968 and 1969, and on ABC from 1969 to 1970. Interestingly, the show took place in the fictional fishing village of Schooner Bay, Maine, while she was actually born in Paris, Maine. She also appeared in an episode in Season 4 of I Dream of Jeannie, entitled Jeannie and the Wild Pip Chicks, in which she played a strict dietitian who has her innermost inhibitions released. In the ABC's The Odd Couple, she appeared as a nanny in the episode entitled Made of Each Other. Now, you also might remember her from the ABC TV show Happy Days, where she played the babysitter, Miss McCarthy, and that episode was entitled Breaking Up is Hard to Do. You'll also see her in a variety of other things, like the show Emergency. There's just quite a few things that she was in, and she tends to slip past you if you aren't really looking for her. And you'll see her in one episode of something and then see her in something else and realize that it was the same person. She just looks different sometimes. Her final acting performance came in 1975 in the film called Escape to Witch Mountain, where she played the role of Miss Grindley, the owner of the orphanage that Tia and Tony are sent to after the death of their foster parents, the Malones. Escape to Witch Mountain was based on the novel Escape to Witch Mountain by Alexander Key. Now, Reta Shaw married only once, and she was married to actor William Forrester. Before their divorce, they had one daughter, Catherine Ann Forrester. Miss Shaw died of emphysema in Encino, California, January 8th of 1982. She was 69 years old. She was cremated and her remains were interred in a niche in the Columbarium of Remembrance at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in the Hollywood Hills. Thank you so much, Reta Shaw, for all the great performances that you gave us on television and in the movies. Your roles were expertly played. Rest in peace, Big Maude. Thank you so much for watching, guys, as we continue to chase the classics.